All right, my IBMOR brothers. Since I've been doing things that have been a little more serious and a little bit more intense, especially when we talk about dating and mating, I thought I'd do this one. This is a story on Ilhan Omar and the affair that she's been having with this white dude. But a lot of guys are taking it in a different tack. They're talking about her being Muslim or Islam and doing something like that's kind of anti-Islam, which is like cheating with her, stealing somebody else's husband and having an affair with somebody else's husband, which is anti-Islam. But I'm going to take it from a different tack that I was actually talking to one of my subs. Shout out to Adrian Thomas, who actually sent me the story. And it was hilarious to me, but I'm taking it from a different angle than everybody else. Everybody else is talking about the scandal and how much money that she paid him for actually running her campaign, which I think is a bargain since she got elected. So the campaign she ran was actually a bargain. But like I said, I'm going to take it from a different tack. We're going to take it from the SMV tack, and I'm going to talk about it after I actually read this story, okay? Ilhan Omar stole my husband, D.C. mom claims in divorce papers. A Washington, D.C. mom says her political consultant husband left her for Representative Ilhan Omar, according to a bombshell divorce filing obtained by the Post. Dr. Beth Minette said her cheating spouse, Tim Minette, told her in April that he was having an affair with a Somali-born U.S. representative, and that he even made a shocking declaration of love for the Minnesota congresswoman before he ditched his wife, alleges a filing submitted in D.C. Superior Court on Tuesday. The physician, 55, that's going to be a key, and her 38-year-old husband, that's another key, who has worked for left-wing Democrats such as Omar and her Minnesota predecessor, Keith Ellison, have a 13-year-old son together. Another key. The parties physically separated on or about April 7, 2019, when defendant told plaintiff that he was romantically involved with and in love with another woman. Ilhan Omar, the court papers say. Defendant met Representative Omar while working for her. The document states, although devastated by the betrayal and deceit that preceded his abrupt declaration, plaintiff told defendant that she loved him and was willing to fight for the marriage. Defendant, however, told her that was not an option for him and moved out the next day, the papers say. It is clear to the plaintiff that her marriage to the defendant is over and there is no hope of reconciliation, according to the filing. The Minettes lived together for 6 years before marrying in 2012, the filing said. Omar, a member of the Squad, a group of far left-leaning female freshman House Representatives, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and two others, recently separated from her husband, according to reports. The 37-year-old Congresswoman and mom of three paid Minette and his E Street group approximately $230,000 through her campaign since 2018 for fundraising and consulting, digital communications, internet advertising, and travel expenses. Omar was spotted enjoying time with Tim Minette at a California restaurant in March. Beth Minette is seeking primary physical custody of her and her husband's son, in part because of Tim Minette's extensive travel with Omar, which isn't exactly part of his job description, the document says. Defendant's more recent travel and long hours now appear to be more related to his affair with Representative Omar than with his actual work commitments, the court papers state. When he was home, he was preoccupied and emotionally volatile, Beth Minette says. I wonder why, says her estranged spouse. Meanwhile, the mom has been juggling the vast majority of responsibilities related to their son's school, medical care, and extracurricular activities, the papers say. The doctor argued that she doesn't trust her husband's judgment with her son anymore, in part because of his relationship with Omar. No shit. By way of example, days prior to the defendant's devastating and shocking declaration of love for Representative Omar and the admission of their affair, He and Representative Omar took the party's son to dinner to formally meet for the first time at the family's favorite neighborhood restaurant while plaintiff was out of town, the papers state. Representative Omar gave the party's son a gift, and the defendant later brought her back inside the family's home, the papers say. Ooh, that dirty broad. Beth Minette said in the filing that the most concerning thing about the excursion was her husband's decision to put his son in harm's way by taking him out in public with Representative Omar, who at the time had garnered a plethora of media attention along with death threats, one rising to the level of arresting the known would-be assassin the same week. There's a little bit more. The physician said her husband has a history of emotional volatility that can cause him to be easily angered and rageful, according to the papers. She added that she used her contacts to help him launch and grow his career. Now, I believe that. Financially supported him along the way, only to have him conveniently asserting after their separation that he was nearly broke and that his business is floundering. I know that's bullshit, the documents show. Tim Minette, using bullying tactics, has begun threatening not to pay for his share of the joint financial responsibilities. No child support, no spousal support, Beth Minette says in the complaint. She's seeking full control of the couple's D.C. home, child support, and legal fees, according to the filing. Tim Minette and Omar did not immediately return messages seeking comment. Omar's husband, Ahmed Hersey, a former banker who was hired as senior policy aide to a Minnesota City Councilwoman last year, the Minneapolis Star Tribune reported at the time. Omar was previously married to Ahmad Nur Said Elmi. President Trump really claimed that the union with Elmi was illegal immigration fraud because he is her brother and that they wed so he could obtain citizenship. Omar calls that allegation absolutely false and ridiculous. Okay, now let's talk about what's not being said. What they're talking about is a cheating spouse and a representative scandal and a Washington, D.C. scandal, right? And that is the cover story, right? Let's talk about what's not being talked about as far as the red pill lens, right? Let's talk about SMV. Now, she's 55, he's 38. They have a 13-year-old son. So that probably means they probably have been together about 15 years, maybe 16. So let's give it 15 years, right? So that means she was 40. She was a Washington, D.C. physician, working for the government. 15 years ago, he was 23, just getting out of college. Basically, she was his sugar mama. She was his sugar mama, and she caught feelings for him. He's a bright young dude, up and coming, 6 foot, handsome, or at least handsome at the time, since he was 23. Firm body and all, and basically, she was a chick. She was a post-wall chick with baby fever, right? So she sees this bright young dude that has all the credentials, and she figures if I can help him out, basically, he'll be attached to me. So she played around when she caught feelings. She had a baby for him. So she helped him with his career. His career gets off the ground. He feels grateful. They get married in 2012. By that time, 7 years ago, the chick is 48 years old, and he's just 31. See where I'm going with this? There's an imbalance in SMV. When do women peak as far as their sexual marketplace value? 23. She was 40. Okay, a man's SMV or sexual marketplace value doesn't really peak to what he's in his mid to late 30s, right? Especially a man that's in the position that he's in. Her peak, her peak value was 30 years ago. He's just entering in his peak. You look at the pictures. She's a 55-year-old white woman that has seen her best days. And he's actually met and got introduced to this hot young Somali woman that's his own age, who happens to be a fine bitch. Let's put it this way. Regardless of what we say, regardless of what I say, right? She's what I call a perfect upgradable setup. Without makeup, she's cute. She's probably pretty. With makeup on, she's a fine bitch. So you got this hot, fine bitch that's successful in Congress, is all over the place, and you're with this, I couldn't call her frumpy. She's successful, she's got money, but she's old. She's 55. She's damn near 20 years your senior. She's white and she's post-war. Do the math. Of course, he works with this fine Somali woman. They probably got some bomb-ass coochie. And since she's Islam, she's probably low miles versus this 40-year-old chick, because she didn't get married till she's, until she's, 48, 49. She didn't meet the dude till she was 40. She got all these miles on her. So she got all these miles on her. She's post-war. She's already gave up the goods as far as making contacts, and now you're successful. And now you're 38, you're looking at the next 20 years where in his career, it's probably be on an upswing, but the thing is, next 20 years, she's going to be 75. She's ready to retire. She's going to be 75. And you're going to be looking for an even younger thing. Of course, you got the hot young Somali woman. Even though she got 3 kids, but she's successful. So it's a better trade-in. A more successful woman, congressman, better looking, younger, a year his junior, who's got melanin in her skin, looks younger, better body, more in shape, versus a used-up white woman who, on a scale, maybe a 6 at best. In her better days, she's probably a 6. Who's definitely has seen her better days as far as looks are concerned, because she's probably about a 5, maybe a 4. Come on, man. SMV all day. Can we say Jesse Williams? So naturally, she's pissed. Naturally, she tried to make it work. Like, you can have your side bitch, just don't leave. He's like, no, you guess what? I'm out. Kid and all. Just moved out, didn't take nothing. So naturally, she's going to go scorch earth, try to get as much as she can out of it. Not because she needs it, because she's a successful physician with a PhD. Has been around a long time, probably got a lot of money. But she wants him to be miserable. She wants to make sure that he pays because he's abandoned her in her old age. And she, at 55 in Washington, D.C., cannot do any better. Unless she's not successful enough to actually go out and buy her another sugar baby. He is the best that she could do. And she got him at a bargain basement. She got him when he was 23. She got him young. Had she waited till he was 30 to actually get him off the ground, she'd have never even met this dude. This dude would never even given her a second thought. So I applaud her for taking advantage of his youth and helping him out. I can't blame her. But hey, at the end of the day, she had to know he was going to leave sooner or later. It's too big of an age gap. And at the end of the day, your 55-year-old body's not going to do what that 37-year-old body is going to do. Because if you think about it, she's younger and hotter than you were when he first met you. And she's a hell of a lot finer even now than you were when he first met you. And to tell you the honest God's truth, even somebody as black pill as I am, even though I'm a merc, I might have bounced myself. You can have all this shit. I'm going with the fine, hot, young thing. With somebody that actually looks good on my arm, rather than somebody who looks like my grandmother. I know. Bad BGS. Okay. All right, ladies, let me have it in the comment section because I know it's coming. So you know what? I'm not even going to delete the ladies' comments on this one because I know I deserve to be whipped on the cross, man, and stapled up because I'm telling the truth. But let me know in the comment section what you guys actually think. This is hilarious. I told Adrian that I said, I don't blame me because she's fine. And Adrian said, my nigga. He also told me I wasn't shit. And I ain't. Bad BGS. But anyway, Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. This is BGS out, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.